Well, there's never a shortage of news in the northwest corner of Arkansas, and there have been some big headlines this past week. Paul Gatling, editor of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal, now joins us. Paul, former Walmart CEO David Glass passed away a little over a week ago. He was the successor to Sam Walton, which is no small task. What do you think his legacy is for the world's largest retailer?
Yeah, big news and really sad news and kind of surprising news that the company announced David Glass's death. You know, I really don't think we would have, it might be easy to say, you might not have the world's largest retailer if not for David Glass. I don't know of anyone other than Sam Walton who had such an impact on that company. He worked there for, I think 1976 was when he joined the company and was CEO from 1988 to 2000. Which was a tremendous period of growth for Walmart, you know, led by the Supercenter format that came online under David Glass's watch, and the international division came online in David Glass's watch. I think revenues went from somewhere around $60 billion to $165 billion in his 12-year tenure. So hard to understate the importance of David Glass on that company, and he's just, of course, as like Sam Walton, just an iconic figure in the business.
Yes, they say you don't want to be the guy to replace John Elway at quarterback. You want to be the guy who replaces the guy who replaced John Elway at quarterback.
Right. You want a little buffer zone in between those two. Yeah.
Yeah, big shoes he filled, no doubt. John Furner's moved into the U.S. CEO role for Walmart, and he announced several key management changes this past week. I don't really want to dive into the details of every name and move, but more generally, why so many moves from one role change, and what do you think the goal of this is?
Well, Walmart's U.S. division is the company's largest division. You know, I think something like 65 or 68% of the company's total revenue comes from the U.S. division. So, yeah, when John Furner moved in late last year to replace Greg Foran, you kind of thought maybe after the Christmas holiday season there would be some additional changes lining up behind him. You know, ultimately, all of those new appointments come with the job responsibility of keeping the evolution, the transformation of Walmart's U.S. division heading forward. You know, I think the most notable result of all of these flurry of appointments that were announced last week, you've got a new chief merchant officer, new chief operating officer, will be the departure of Steve Bradspies, who had been Walmart's chief merchant for its U.S. division. Chief merchant is really a critical component of any retailer, and especially Steve Bradspies and Greg Foran really transformed the U.S. division through food offerings and leaning into new digital offerings. So ideally, all of these new appointments and promotions are to keep the train running, so to speak, with Walmart's largest business division.
Finally, you've got a fun story on our website about how Razorback basketball coach Eric Musselman has seen fit to give these post-game press conferences in some spiffy corporate T-shirts. Tell me, what's at work from the head basketball hog?
Well, Coach has always been known as a spiffy dresser in the college basketball landscape. You know, most coaches wear suit and tie or a jacket, or is the common historical game day wardrobe of choice. Going back to Nevada, Coach has just worn a short sleeve polo style dress shirt, and he's continued that practice here at Arkansas. But I noticed something late in December, early January, you know, in some of his pregame news conferences and even postgame news conferences, some but not all, I think it was after the January 4th game against Texas A&M, he had changed from his game day bench wardrobe into a plain white T-shirt with the Walmart corporate logo right in the middle and a Razorback up on the left shoulder. Started digging around a little bit and noticed, you know, before the Indiana game, his pregame weekly conference with reporters, he was wearing a gray T-shirt with the Slim Chickens logo. So, and I've seen him wearing Taco Bell and Hellman's and Ford. So some local, some not local. These are all corporate sponsors of the Razorback athletic department. So I asked Kevin Traynor, the longtime spokesman at the U of A's athletic office, you know, is this a stipulation of any kind of contractual obligation for these corporate partnerships? And he said, no, this is just Coach Musselman's idea, something he wanted to do to, you know, maybe kind of shine a spotlight on some of the companies and businesses that are helping support the Razorbacks. So I think you'll probably see him wear more of these shirts as the season goes forward. Again, not every single time. I think the game against Mississippi State last week, I noticed during his post-game press conference he was still wearing the same shirt he wore during the game. So I think he's just kind of, hunting and choosing for his opportunities to shine some spotlight on the Razorback sponsors. I'm sure they greatly appreciate that.
Well, Coach has certainly injected some enthusiasm in the program. All right, he's Paul Gatling with the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Roby.